What is up, everybody? You're very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. Apologies that I'm a few minutes late, but I was scurrying around trying to get a couple of bits done. But we're here now, and that's the most important thing. Loads for us to get through tonight, folks. Let me know what you want to talk about. I'm sure you're as happy as me at that result last night because I won't lie, it took me ages to get to sleep last night. I was absolutely buzzing. Not just the fact that we qualified, but the way we controlled the game, the way the lads played, the limited amount of chances that we gave away, how brilliant Nat Phillips was, how amazing Fabinho was. Just so much stuff, ladies and gents, to get through. But look, let's have a chat. Whatever it is, as always, this is your show. Let me know what you want to talk about. I'll go through it. I was just off the back of doing a watch along on Mundo Sporto there of the United game against AC Milan, and it was an intriguing affair. 1-1 late equaliser for Milan. That set up the second leg very nicely. So how are we all? Mohamed Salah running down the wing. Mo Salah, Mo Salah. What a man. What a man. You gotta love it. The Bolton Baresi, said Brian. I love that, mate. Well in. Mbappe, Craig. Loads of people want to talk about Mbappe. How are we? Someone says I hate Mbappe and PSG. Good for you, mate. Olympic Marseille all the way. There you go. I don't really hate anybody myself, mate, but there you go. Right, Connor, what's the story with this stuff here around the ridiculous offer for Mbappe? Because Connor hasn't filled me in on why we have this headline. Anybody else want to let me know on this? I don't. As far as I'm aware, we're not getting Mbappe, folks. I don't know what the link is Connor's put in there, and I've no idea what the Mbappe thing is about, by the way. Thoughts on Phillips' performance? I thought he was excellent. Thank you for everyone that's helped us to get to 83k as well. Yeah, the Mbappe thing, look, I've said this before. The owners want Mbappe. They've wanted him since before he went to PSG. When he was going from Monaco to PSG, John W. Henry flew him round on his private jet trying to convince him to come to Liverpool before that deal was happened. So Lequip said Mbappe has a real chance of moving to Liverpool. Thank you, Michael Smith, and thank you to everyone else that's filled me in on that one. Look, I want it. You want it. We all want it. Let's try and get him there. Why have we said well red badge now, Mark? That's confused me as well. You must have been here, 6 months if you got the red badge, Mark? Well played. L'Equipe have reported we have a real chance for Mbappe. And look, we should do. Let's be honest about this. Okay, we can make the argument around Champions League football or not. But at worst, I can see that being a one-year blip. And if the owners, who I've said have wanted Mbappe for a long time, know that this is the summer that he's available, this is the summer that anybody can get him for at least half of his actual value, maybe with the equity they're going to free up from the 10% of the sale of FSG's holdings to Redbird, maybe they decide now is the right time to splash that cash. We know Mbappe's a fan of Klopp. We know he likes Liverpool. We know we've spoken about his admiration for both the club and the manager. So let's dream, and let's continue to dream until that dream's absolutely closed. But, it's always been the wage thing for me on Mbappe, because we know we could probably afford a transfer fee, particularly with the way it will be this summer, with the fact he'd have 1 year left on his PSG deal. He's refusing, or stalling, I should say, to sign a new deal at the minute. So let's wait and see. If we can work out some deal with wages, some deal with Nike, some deal to not destabilise the rest of the dressing room. I mean, would we say no? Really? Would any of us say no to the thoughts of Kylian Mbappe? Big update, Nat Phillips' contract does not end this summer according to his agent. Okay, fair enough. But either way, what a performance from him last night. And man was absolutely unbelievable. FSG need to give us a bit of money. I agree, mate. I do. Look, we've been very clever now. We've gone about business, but we do need to go and spend some money this summer. And we should be dropping some money this summer. So you won't get any argument from me on that one. Let's sign Aaron Ramsey. Nah, pass on that one. Thank you, mate. We've got enough players that are prone to injuries at the minute. Hi Craig, could I get a follow back on Twitter? Probably not. Usheen, no, because again, the trolls have been out in force today on Twitter. Racist comments towards me. People who hate me asking to follow me, and I'm just getting a pain in my arse with all of it, to be honest with you, mate. So probably not going to be very active on there. So with all in all kindness, I probably won't, to be honest. But don't take that as a slight, mate. I'm just done with all the abuse at this. I am absolutely just done. We need to spend at least 150 million to Jack O'Connell. It's weird to throw around the figure like that, mate, because, you know, a lot could depend on how much we get for the players coming in. So let's say, for argument's sake, we knew we had 150 mil to spend, right? Well, wouldn't it be better if we spent less and got more for our players in the way we've sold them? So I agree, in theory, with what you've said, but it's also important to point out how well Michael Edwards has done with the value we've got for the players we've moved on. So I kind of agree with you, but I think it's not that simplistic as well. Blank Upper said up to Toffee's in the chat. Welcome in, mate. We welcome everybody into our channel. Thoughts on Harry Wilson? He's not good enough for Liverpool, mate. I mean, that was clear a while ago. His level for me is higher level Championship, lower level Premier League. That's my opinion on it. I think the club will look to move him on in the summer as well. Imagine Mbappe and Koulibaly. You know, I've been the first one to always throw cold water over the Koulibaly links, but from the story circulating around, his price is going to drop dramatically this summer. There's talk of maybe 35 million, 40 million being able to get Koulibaly. Now, I still don't see that as the right move for Liverpool, because I think we should be looking to get somebody 25, 26, somebody that has another 5, 6, 7 years left in them at the top level. You know, Kelleher was somebody who we know Liverpool wanted but couldn't get that deal done before the window closed because Marseille couldn't get in a replacement. Jules Koundé, another top quality centre back, only 22 years of age, I believe, as well. So I think there's better options out there. Nobody will deny, myself included, that obviously Koulibaly is a top notch centre back, but I think that the ship has sailed for a big club. Maybe somebody like PSG might could take a chance, but I don't think the Uniteds, the Liverpools, the Manchester Cities will be going in for somebody heading to 30 years of age and paying really high wages. And just my opinion though. But again, no doubt in the lad's quality. Varane and VVD, said Aaron Brown. Do you think Fabinho being back in central defensive midfield was key? 100%, man. I've said it before. What that did was it allowed us to play a bit further up the pitch, to win the ball back further up the pitch, to stop counter-attacks further up the pitch, which you know, it's pretty obvious, but it allows us to then attack quicker, and it gave that bit of protection to Phillips and Kabak as well. So yeah, it was brilliant seeing him in there beside Thiago. I thought Thiago had one of his best games in a Liverpool shirt last night. I thought Gini covered every single blade of grass out there as well. Jota was a pest, and I mean that in a good way. He was everywhere, closing people down, never giving people a minute. Salah worked his backside off. Although Mane got a goal, and a very good goal, and a great cross from Divock, I still don't think he had his best game. I think there's more to come from Sadio Mane. But look, it's a good foundation, and we've put ourselves into the draw for the last 8, and that excites me very, very, very much, because anyone who watches the channel knows I've said since the very start of the season that the European Cup is the one I want above everything else, because I'm in love with the European Cup, the Champions League. It's to me what this football club is all about. So I'd love us to do it. It's a big ask. There's great teams left in the tournament. City are there, PSG are there. Obviously Bayern Munich are there, Dortmund are there. Massive shock from Porto putting them through. Chelsea could be through, or Atleti, either of those two good sides as well. But we're in with a shout, and that's all you can ask for right now, is to be in with a shout when you get to the latter stages. What have we got? If Mbappe signed, one of the front three has to go. Probably. I mean, I think it's probably a fair guess. But in a COVID world as well, with football finances, would there be anybody out there, and I don't want to name any of our front three to move on, but going off your argument that maybe somebody does, would we get the money? Who'd be willing to splash out? Who has the cash? Because the old days of Madrid's and Barcelona being around, even Juventus, I think, are struggling financially at the moment. So there's not as much money around in football if we're to look to sell anybody on, with regards to even our top tier, which none of us, of course, want. But, you know, just playing by devil's advocate there, talking about Mbappe to come in and maybe somebody to go out, I don't know who'd have the money. Maybe a PSG, perhaps. What else we got? I'm gonna miss you, Craig. Thank you, Ross. Appreciate that, mate. But again, 10 weeks to go, fella. Let's have fun, as I keep saying. Chances of getting Mbappe if we don't get Champions League football. I honestly don't know if it's as big a problem as maybe us fans are thinking. Now, there's no denying the financial hit if we don't get Champions League football. None of us can sit here and deny that or put our fingers in our ears and go la 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 la. But to sell the vision and the plan of Klopp being here till at least 2024, to play with these players and to have 1 year outside the Champions League, perhaps 1 year, and focus on maybe trying to get Mbappe a Premier League title in that year. I think if he gets down to sit and talk with Klopp, the vision will be sold. So I understand and appreciate it makes it more difficult, but where there's a will, there's a way, and I hope that there is a will here. What else we got? How am I? I'm okay, thank you, Joseph. If you see any trolls here, you know what to do. Look, it's much easier on here because we don't get too many. It's easier to remove them. Twitter are just fucking useless at actually doing what they say they're going to do, which is remove hate speech, racism and all that kind of stuff. They just talk a big game but don't act. Would I put Firmino centre attack in midfield? At the minute, Firmino wouldn't get my starting 11. If I'm being bluntly honest with you, if I could pick a starting 11 for Wolves right now off the top of my head, Alisson, I'm going with the same back five that started. Midfield then, Thiago, Fabinho, and then maybe Curtis Jones to freshen it up, maybe Naby Keita to freshen it up, and then I'm leaving the front three exactly as it was. So that's what I do, honestly. I think it's very hard to drop lads that have played well and got that win. We've enough time to refresh. The game isn't until Monday night, so you know, why not keep the lads? Maybe a little swap for Jones for a Genie if Genie feels it in his legs, if he's had a lot of minutes. But other than that, I think I'd leave it as it is. I'd definitely be putting Fabinho straight back into midfield again. Would I like Bissouma as a backup if Brighton go down? As I said, we've been monitoring Yves Bissouma, that's for sure. I don't think Brighton will go down personally. I think they'll stay up. I think you often hear the phrase too good to go down, but I see too many good things in Brighton. But either way, we are looking at the guy. That's, you know, there's no secret in that. But I think a lot of clubs will be looking at Bissouma as well. What have we got? Thiago's class is at number 8. Look, I said, you've heard me say it on the channel for ages, folks. Thiago will show Thiago's capabilities when Thiago's in a midfield that Thiago was brought in to play in. And last night was the nearest we've seen to Thiago. Maybe Gini for Hendo would have been the only other difference, but we seen Thiago get the bit of freedom because he had Fabinho there to do Fabinho bits. Fabinho breaking up play, Fabinho making tackles, Fabinho reading play well. And even Thiago's tackling was on point last night, so that's a sign of what we can get from Thiago. That's a sign what the man can do when he's in there with the right players around him, allowing Thiago to flourish and do Thiago things. I highly doubt Mbappe will move to Liverpool. Well, his options are very narrow. Like, let's be honest about this. I mean, Real Madrid will make loads of noise about wanting him, but can they afford him? Really, can they, with the wage bill they have, the financial struggles they have? If he won't sign on at PSG, they won't lose him on a free the following year. That would be just ridiculous. So, what are the other options? Yes, maybe Manchester City could make a bid for him. That is perfectly plausible, of course. But there aren't many clubs out there in world football now, if he is to leave PSG, who can offer Mbappe the platform, the quality of players around him, can maybe pay PSG the money. You know, you would be amazed. Like, the Premier League are now in a better financial position than most other leagues in the world. The top clubs in the Premier League are in a better place than a lot of other clubs. So normally I'd agree and I'd say, yeah, you know, Real Madrid probably be his first choice. Zidane's his idol. We know Florentino Perez and Real Madrid want them, but we also know that they're up shit creek with their finances. So, you know, where else does he go? Look, I'm not saying he's coming to Liverpool. I'm not sitting here and saying go order your shirts like Mbappe is coming. But what I'm saying is the choices are limited. The realistic options are limited. What happens to Minamino if he comes back? Your guess is as good as mine there, my man. I've no idea. I really would love to know what the plan is for Minamino, but I genuinely don't know. What have we got? Sorry, I'm trying to read some comments here. If Real take on Alaba's wages this summer, they're going to have to sell half the squad to fit Mbappe on the books too. Yeah, and that's before they deal with the likes of trying to move on Varane, with the whole thing that's going around with Sergio Ramos, and Alaba's looking for 300 grand a week apparently. They've got aging players like Kroos and Modric who are on very high wages. They technically still own Gareth Bale as well, and he has one more year on his contract there. So that's before we talk about the debt, the fact that they want to redo the Bernabeu. There's so many other things there that, you know, you wonder, can they afford them? Liverpool have no finances. You have no understanding of Liverpool's finances, Nathan. Trust me. We can absolutely come up with the finances. No problem. I promise you that, mate. I've no idea if you're a Liverpool fan or not a Liverpool fan, but to say we have no finances shows that you have absolutely no grasp of the club's finances. And look, I'm not a financial expert by any means whatsoever, but I can tell you one thing, mate. We have the finances. We can do it. It is possible. I'm not saying it will be, but to say we have no finances means that you have no fucking Scooby-Doo, mate, about this football club and how it's run. And for people saying Mbappe to Liverpool, what are you smoking? Send all of those snidey replies to L'Equipe, you know, the French outlet who's broke the story. It's not Anfield Agenda that are sitting here picking the story out of their arse saying Mbappe to Liverpool. One of the most prominent publications in French football are saying Liverpool have a real chance of getting Mbappe. So it's not what we're smoking, it's what the people in France are smoking, mate. All we do, as always, is report on news stories, mate. We don't claim to have inside sources, we don't claim to be ITKs, and I don't claim to say that this is actually 100% going to happen. I do what I always do, talk about news stories that have been printed and try and gauge an opinion on it. If you don't like it, fuck off. It's as simple as that. James said, Craig, Madrid's new stadium expansion is going to financially cripple them. And the really weird thing, James, is that it's not going to add, as far as I'm aware from what I've read, one more extra seat into the stadium. Like, it will redo it, obviously, but it's not going to add any more capacity. I prefer Lewandowski. He's about 107. Like, Lewandowski should stay exactly where he is. Keep banging them in for Bayern Munich, who are an excellent club. He's very at home there. He's suited to their system, and he's an absolute machine. And I'll always feel for him because he was robbed of a Ballon d'Or, Lewandowski. The fact that there was no Ballon d'Or for last year, for, you know, the coming, it's just robbery, because it should have been his. Lewandowski should have won that Ballon d'Or hands down, and I'll always feel for the lad. He was robbed of that. What should we do with Elliott next season? I think it is a tough one. It's a real tough one, Dylan, because, you know, a lot of us will instinctively, myself included, say bring him back. But depending on who we sign, is there something to be said for a year's loan to a Premier League club as Southampton or somebody like that? Maybe even a 6-month loan? I don't know. Can you stream with James Redmond? No. Why would I? Never fucking reached out to me once in his life. Why should I bother me arse? That's my answer to all that. My door's been open to everyone since day one, mate. Nobody's ever reached out to me. We've grafted and worked our ass off to get to 83k. I'm not going to give handouts to anybody else who's never even so much as fucking acknowledged my existence. So, no, I wish the lad well. I actually like what he does. I think he's very good, but no is the answer to it. Haaland overrated? Hardly overrated. Come on, the lad's a goal scorer machine. What else have we got? Do I watch Red Men TV? No, I don't. Again, not because I don't like them. I don't watch much other YouTube stuff. Again, Chris and Paul do a great job. Built himself an amazing platform there and represent Liverpool fans in a very good way, and I have nothing but admiration and respect for what they do. But I don't watch them because I'm not somebody that watches much YouTube. I watch Joe Rogan clips. You know, I'll watch some of Mark's stuff. I'll watch the Irish guy, and I watch a few other bits and pieces, but I don't really watch a lot of YouTube. I spend more time watching Netflix and stuff, really, to be honest with you. But again, nothing but respect for the two gents and what they've done. What have we got? And to me, that would have been the natural fit, by the way. I mean, people talking about me with James Redmond, that seemed like the natural fit to me. If I was in the position where I was running Redmen, which of course I'm not, and this is just my 2 cents, I'd be looking to bring James Redmond in there. It seems like a very good fit. I know he's done he had that Mane video, which made us all smile and laugh because he looks like a lovely guy. But to me, that would be the natural fit. Surely that would make sense. Craig, how are you? Liverpool can bring Mbappe to the next level in his career like we did with Suarez because we are massive. Can I get an amen? Amen. Amen. Much for life, and thank you for the super chat, my man. Craig is mad about what? What have I got to be mad about? I'm on LFC fan 11. Pony up, mate. Let's get your answer here. I'm waiting for you, buddy. What am I mad about? What have I got to be mad about, mate? I have a fine life. I have a lovely family. The heating's on. There's lights on in the gaff. There's food in the fridge. I've got nothing to be mad about whatsoever, fella. So, you know, I'll give you a shot here or coming back at me and see what you can come up with. But, you know, weird that you've spelled 2 words with all caps and 1 word with no. But I don't know. Am I mad? Perhaps. Super chat. I read it. I read the Mutt super chat, mate. I'm still waiting for this princess to come back in with what is Craig is mad comment, because I'm genuinely intrigued to see what it is. Where has he gone? Oh, it's LFC fan 11, right? I'll keep an eye out for his account to see what he has to come back with. What do I think of Callum Wilson? He's alright, to be fair. Who would you replace for Mbappe? I don't want to replace any of them. I want to bring him. I'm greedy, man. I want to bring him in and keep everybody. I want to keep our front 3. Any Netflix recommendations? I'm somebody that just watches comedy, Michael, mate. So, you know, I'd watch a lot of stand-up shows and stuff like that. US Office, Parks and Recreation, all that kind, all the old stuff. I like rewatching all the old classics as well. What do you think about the Irish guy mocking me? You mean the fact that he didn't mock me, the fact that me and Michael Ramsey are friends, and the fact that, you know, we're talking to each other about doing more stuff. So, you know, do you want to talk out your arse more about somebody mocking me trying to cause beef, or do you want to give me the actual facts of it? Because Michael's a friend of mine and he doesn't mock me, I promise you that. So again, fuck off trying to cause shit, you cowardly little twat, and just come in with some honesty. Honestly, I fucking hate people that try and cause beef between people because their lives are so miserable. I know Michael Ramsey. I've done video with Michael Ramsey. I was chatting with Michael Ramsey today. Fuck me. I've seen the super chat. The heck, did I miss another one? Let me scroll back up. Sorry if I did. I'm going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and I can't see any more super chats unless it's lower. Sorry. I'm scrolling back down. I'm scrolling and moving. Sorry, let me just keep scrolling. I'm scrolling. And I'm still looking for that little clown as well with the Craig is mad stuff. But where's this super chat? Sorry, folks. I'm a little bit out of sync today. It's been a mad busy day for me. Done the Mutts one, right? I know I've got that one in. Dude. I can't see it. I'm gonna check here. I can't see the super chat that I've apparently missed, folks. Yeah, no, I can't see it. Other than the Mutts one, I can't see any other super chats on my screen, folks. So can anyone direct me what it was? Because of course I want to read it out if I've missed something. I hate missing something for people like that. So my sincere apologies on that. But I'm still scrolling. Oh, Rabadan, was it that one? The evil ones draw in the Europa League. Happy days, Ollie forever, said Rabadan. Sorry, if it was that one, I've just caught it. Yeah, I was doing a watch along of that game, mate. And Diallo's goal was class, by the way, for United. But yeah, to concede in the second minute of injury time like that, I think it's fair to say Dean Henderson probably should have done better. Probably should have got a hand on it. Great channel I just mentioned got mad at James Redmond. Did I? I'm fairly certain I said the lad looks like he's very good. The lad looks like he's entertaining. I find the lad funny. I think he'll do well. If that's getting mad at somebody, mate, I didn't get mad at anybody. I gave the lad credit and actually complimented him. I just said no. Why would I go around trying to reach out to people that have never had any interest in interacting with me? It's a fact. I'm not having a go with James Redmond. I think James Redmond is very good at what he does. I wish him all the best. I have no ill will against the lad. But, like, my door's always been fucking open and nobody's knocked on it. So that's the answer, like. And that's the truth about it. I wish everybody the best. I've said it since day one. There's enough on YouTube for everyone to do well. But I'm not running around after anyone who's never shown any interest in anything I've done. So why the fuck should I? It's as simple as that, like. If you think that's me having a go with somebody, then fair enough. But I promise you, I wish him and everybody else well. Because they're good. He's funny. I like what he does. But I definitely didn't have a go with him. I don't do that, mate. I don't have a go at people. It's not my nature. Unless trolls come into my chat, of course. What do I think of Nico Williams? A lot of potential there, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next season. Right, you've asked that 3 times, Bradley, in the space of 10 or 12 comments, mate. You know, just for your own help. I don't want you getting booted out by your mods, but you're going to probably get timed out soon for spamming that over and over again. Again, I'm just trying to help you out here, pal. Have I seen the GoFundMe page for Mbappe? Yeah, it's I don't even want to know what to say, man. It's yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's be honest. What do I think of Kelleher? Again, I am going to say I am biased because I'm Irish, but I'd love Kelleher to be the number 2 at Liverpool. And he's certainly better than Adrian. I think we can all agree on that one. But again, at the same time, he does need to get game time, particularly if he wants to force his way into the Irish senior team and challenge for that number 1 spot. He does need to get more game time, so I get that as well. Someone text LeBron to get Mbappe. There you go. That's the thinking I like, mate. Outside the box stuff like that. Well in. Who's your favourite character from The Office? Which one? US or UK? They're kind of both the same character, actually, in both. So it would be Dwight Schrute in the US office. Or, what was the guy's name again in the UK office? The guy who thought he was in the fucking SAS. I don't want to look at the screen because I want to think of his name. I hate getting helped out with stuff like this. His name is... what's his name? I only spoke about this with my wife last night, actually. What's his name? I'm not looking at the screen because I don't want to get the answer to it. No, I can't get it. I'm going to have to get the answer from you guys. I can't think about it. Gareth Keelan, yes, that's the one. Yeah, same character, but yeah, they're both my 2 favourite characters from both of them. Yeah, Gareth, sorry. Yeah, I like both. Dwight Schrute, though, I think shades it. I actually think the US office is better, if I'm being honest. Sad to hear you're leaving, mate. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate that, man. Would you do Ireland games on Mundo Sport, though? Potentially. Yeah, potentially. Like, me, no. But the channel, potentially. What have we got? I need Newlon Voider. You ask and I shall give him, mate. Let me get Newlon ready. We give Newlon a little buggy. Here we go. Go on. 1, 2, 3, go! There he is. Go on, Newlon, son. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Go on, Newlon. There he is. Look at him dancing away like a legend. What's my favourite band? Oh man, I don't have one. I have a real varied taste of music, man. So like I'll go from from Nas, Jay-Z, right through to Garth Brooks, Oasis, like literally my Pink. I have such a varied... my playlists are weird. But like, I'm a huge rap fan, mate. Real old school rap fan from back in the NWA days, right through to Dr. Dre. 2001, I think, probably the greatest rap album ever made, in my opinion. Yeah. But yeah, I have a wide taste in music. Why do you think Klopp's hesitant to play Davies? He's been injured. It's important to remember that, mate. He's had 2 injuries already since he's come into the club. So, you know, I don't think it's all down to the gaffer on this one. But let's just wait and see if he does get minutes soon. PlayStation or Xbox? I don't play computer games. We have both in my house because my kids have them. But I'd probably be PlayStation, to be honest with you. When I did play them when I was younger, I would have always been PlayStation. Do I think Genie wants to leave? You know, I'm actually torn on this one, Bobby Brennan. I said it to Connor yesterday. I'm starting to get vibes that maybe he won't. And it's just vibes. I've no info. I don't know. I'm getting vibes that maybe Genie... Maybe he'll stay. I don't know. You know, I could be totally wrong on that one. Celtic or Rangers? Neither. I don't care about Scottish football, mate. What have we got? If we draw Bayern, do you feel Klopp would start Fabinho at CDM or DM? See, one, it depends when we draw them and how quick maybe... Can we get Verge back at some point? You know, he's doing running now. I don't know. No, we'll play him in central defensive midfield because he'll want to wrestle control of the midfield with Bayern if we play them. And look, what a game that would be over 2 legs, by the way. I mean, it would be tough. Don't get me wrong, but oh God, I'd love a crack at Bayern. I'd love Liverpool to have a crack at them over 2 legs. A lot of people say they prefer to get them in the final in a 1-off if we got there. I think it would be better over 2 legs. Whose team do you prefer, Bob Paisley or the current one? Well, I wasn't around for Bob Paisley's team, mate, so I can't answer that. If I had a choice, would you rather have Haaland or Mbappe? Mbappe for me. Yeah, Mbappe. I think he would just suit what we need more. I know people say we need an out-and-out 9, but Mbappe to me just would suit our system to the ground, would allow us to have an option to play Salah through the centre, maybe Mbappe through the centre at times, Jota through the centre if needs be, and I'm a sucker for a pacey wide forward. If Genie leaves, who replaces him? So the options that I've seen put around publicly are obviously Rodrigo de Paul, Renato Sanchez, Harvey Barnes was one that came up the other night, although I know he's not a like for Genie, but that was another name that came around. The guy, there's another one I'm missing out on here as well, isn't there? Who was the other midfielder we've been linked with? Neuhaus, the guy from Borussia Mönchengladbach, he was another one we were linked with. But the honest answer is I don't know. I don't know, mate. Tupac or Biggie? Tupac. I mean, Tupac was basically what I think of as an urban poet. Oh, Nicola Barea, yes, that was another one we'd be linked with. But that came from the same story or source that suggested that Genie had a handshake agreement with Inter Milan and that Liverpool were interested in trying to sign Nicola Barea for about 55 million, but that Inter had no intention of selling. So again, when it came from an Inter site, as far as I'm aware, like an Inter either fan site or publication. That, you know, so I don't know if there's much truth to it, but he's a quality footballer, Nicola Barea, quality player. Kristen, thank you for the super chat. Beastie Boys, never really my cup of tea, Liz, actually, funnily enough. Never really was into the Beastie Boys. UK or US music, it depends. Rap, US. You know, rock for me, like the likes of Oasis, Blur, those days, UK. Eminem or Tupac? Tupac. Eminem's amazing, probably the GOAT, but, you know, I grew up around the time of Tupac, and when he was shot, like, I'll never forget where I was, or when I heard the news, because things weren't as quick that day, but, Look, Eminem's probably one of the goats, but for me, I just Tupac. Just everything about him, his flow, his the emotion behind his words, the social justice behind what he was trying to do. Yeah, I love Tupac. Pele or Maradona? Maradona. Thoughts on the links to Pulisic and Werner? I'd seen the ones to Pulisic. I hadn't seen the ones to Werner. I was shocked when I'd seen the link to Pulisic recently for him. And there was a story out there. I can't remember which one of the papers put it out there, but thought that he's a little bit unhappy. He's not getting enough starts at Chelsea. I can't see Abramovich sanctioning a move to Liverpool for Pulisic. I think we missed the boat on that one. I said at the time, you remember me, those who've been on the channel, I wanted Christian Pulisic. I thought it made sense from a marketing perspective, from a playing perspective, for the owners. I'll never understand why we didn't try for that guy at the time. Right, 5 more minutes, folks, and then I'm going to call it a night. I won't be doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, so mine and Jack Gill's Premier League predictions will be up on Mundo Sporto tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to be, even though it's my day off, I'll be recording with Russ, who's a West Ham fan, doing our all-time combined West Ham Liverpool 11. I'll let you guys know when that's out. But other than that, it'll be Saturday before I'm back, because tomorrow is my one day off. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, my wife puts into the chat. I mean, it's not even a question, Sabrina. I mean, how can you answer? You're supposed to know me. NSYNC. It's obviously the Backstreet Boys. Or NKOTB. You know what I mean? It's obviously the Backstreet Boys. Obviously. Come on. You know I have my lines in the Backstreet Boys song as well. And I'm not even joking. Surely it's the Backstreet Boys. Come on. NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys. It's the Backstreet Boys. 100%. I'm embarrassed you don't know that, Sabrina. Embarrassed, love. Do I think... I've no idea if he's a prospect or not, Crystal, to be honest. I'm definitely insulted by that, hugely. She should absolutely know. Oh, she said I was trying to see if you'd admitted to it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll admit to it. Yeah, she knows I like a cheesy Backstreet Boys song. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a ballad as well. I mean, you know, I said I had a varied taste in music. You find me going around my gaff singing that, and honestly, I could be in the shower listening to Backstreet Boys. I could be up there listening to Tupac. Next minute, I could be listening to fucking Caledonia from fucking Mary Blacker or Francis Blacker, whoever it was. Like literally, I could listen to Atten depending on what humour I'm in. Give us a Backstreet Boys song. Oh, you don't want me to. I will, before I finish up Bernadette, not tonight, but I will. I'll give you a few bars of a Backstreet Boys song at one point, don't worry. You were only trying to bait me into telling me your lines with your friends. Yeah, alright, so we did have... well, me and my mates were drunk when we were about 18 and 19. Can't believe I'm admitting this, but it's true. So we used to drink in my house quite a bit. So we'd be sitting around my kitchen table and there'd be 4 or 5 of us, same group because it's a close-knit group of friends. So we'd be having a few cans and and then the Backstreet Boys songs would come out and we'd all have our own lines because we'd all assume we're AJ or we'd assume we're whoever in the Backstreet Boys, Brian or whoever it might be. And we did all have our own lines and we did practice it and we did sing them pretty much every week. And yeah, that happened. That definitely happened. It did happen. That's the funny thing. It really fucking did. I wish I could sit here and look like a hard man and say it didn't, but it absolutely did. Oh, of course, I always thought I was Brian. I know I had to be the lead singer, didn't I? Even though none of us could sing for shit, but I had to be the lead singer. Do you know what I mean? Oh god! I bet you if we got together now, actually, and had a few cans, we'd end up doing the exact same thing. And it happened actually the night my daughter was born. My daughter was born, my first child, and I came home and we lived in Bray at the time. And I brought all my mates out to the house that night. We had a big session, loads of us, bodies asleep everywhere. But even that day, even that night after my daughter was born, we had it arranged into groups of who was singing what lines. And I got so drunk that night and so hungover that I had to ring Sabrina's mother to drive me into the hospital to visit her the next day because I was absolutely in bits. I fell asleep on the floor of the bathroom like it was carnage that night. Oh, that is a great way to finish up. Oh, I love it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call that one a night. Yeah, I hope that made you smile at least, because it is true, it did happen. And yeah, look, I'll be back on Saturday. Love to you all as always. Thank you for helping us get to 83k. 17 to go before we hit that 100,000 subscriber mark and Mr. Conor Crosby gets that YouTube silver play button. Please keep letting people know about the channel. Please keep hitting that subscribe button, dropping likes on the videos. Love to you all. Oh, I'm glad I'm not here tomorrow now after that.